Hi guys, welcome to the channel of love. Okay, hold on, I'm not organised, and that's because it's 12:57, just in case you wanted to know. Let's put the phone there. I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot, and I'm going to use the Mermaids and Dolphins. And what else am I going to do? Oh, I've got to do Libra and Scorpio reading for story time, and I've got a couple of personal readings to get out. But we're here doing a collective on the channel of love. But as I was kind of, I'm picking up on this tower that's meant to be like appearing today. Maybe on the masculine side, there's no tower in my life that I'm aware of. So Justice card flipped over. Looks like there's another one as well. And we've got the Star. Okay. I don't want to use those. I want to put them back in. So let's have a look and see. Now I wanted to start with the Mermaids and Dolphins. Because they're put together a topic, and that's what we want, a topic. Hi Lily. The cats have been extremely sheepish, quiet, reserved for a few days now. Let's have a look. Two songs that have come on the radar today is Alison Moyet, Is This Love? And Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do With It? Now, since we're doing Justice and the Star card, we've got time to move on. And we've got Make a Wish. I feel like I've got something in my eye. Oh man, I was kept awake last night with loads of messages coming in. And that's why I wanted to kind of just use the mermaids and just let's pick one of them to talk about today. Okay. I thought I was going to be coming on like live about 1 AM. It's like, I just want to go to bed. Can we just do this tomorrow? So we're doing it today. First thing. Well, it's 12:59. Okay. So it'll be 1 o'clock on the dot, will it? When we get this final card. Music for manifesting. Pay attention to the songs. Okay, what's love got to do with it, and is this love? It's time to move on. Should we have a look at the underlying energy for today? Now we've got protection that's come up as well. You, your loved ones and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. Okay. Okay, so this is kind of like ruined the flow of that. That was a separate topic. Like, I'm a bit stumped now. What do we talk about? How long are we going to be on for? Are we recording? Because weird stuff was happening yesterday with my recordings. Music for manifesting. You, your loved ones and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. Let's read this first. Protection. Okay. Your prayers, which ask for safety and protection, have been heard and answered. Any attacks or threats are now a thing of the past, washed away with the tide of heavenly love. This love is clearing away your insecurities so that you can feel totally secure. When you ask heaven to watch over you, your loved ones, your home, and your possessions, your prayers are instantly answered. There's no hesitation or delay on heaven's part. It's done as soon as you ask. Your energies can now be directed in meaningful and creative ways with your mind clear of worries. Enjoy your day. And this is so true. I've had people say to me, they heard my prayers, they've answered my prayers. As in, like, you go to bed, you pray. I mean, like, really pray. How else do I say it? Look, things are tough, okay, out there at the moment. And you pray, and it's like your prayers are being heard. As long as they're for the good intent. For the good intent. Okay. Then prayers are coming true. It's like there's an instant manifestation that's occurring, guys. When I was doing the readings yesterday on Storytime, because I'm doing the individual star signs, I've done past, present and future, but I based it on like last month, this month and obviously June, next month. But what actually I was starting to comprehend was that could like have been like yesterday, today, tomorrow, by the feedback I was getting from those people that fell under them star signs. So, okay, instant manifestations. And also yesterday's collective reading I done on the Channel of Love, it was like I then spoke to people and they were telling me exactly what had gone on in that reading, and they hadn't even watched it. So, oh, let's have a coffee. And we had on my CoStar notifications, went back to 10 o'clock today. I got through I said, I think it was yesterday, about CoStar, 2 like nights on the row sent me a message about use protection, and that protection cards come up. And then it actually came through today at 10 o'clock in the morning, back to normal, and it said trust your intuition. Okay. We're going to have a look at this time to move on. It's time to let go of the old and worn out so that the new can come in. Now, it is all feminines on here, guys. Make a wish. This is a magical moment. Make a wish and enjoy its manifestation. And then there's music for manifesting. To manifest rapidly, think of your desire while you chant, hum, sing, or play music. Well, you'll be thinking of your desire whilst you're listening to the lyrics of songs. And as you sing along, it's like you move things along. Let's pull some witches tarot cards. Okay. Oh dear. It's just one of them days, guys, okay? Okay. After I felt that tower moment, the songs that actually came through was Bring Me a Higher Love, which it changed my vibration. I got out of that tower energy of feeling it. And there was another one. Oh, I know what it was. A Million Dreams. A million dreams for this world we're gonna make. And it was like, come on, let's bring a higher love. We need 1 million of us dreaming, okay? It's going to change the world. Just saw a bird fly kind of up the window that way. Okay. Higher love. Six of Cups. This is like lyrics of a childhood love. Made my heart skip a bit. Knight of Pentacles. To the Empress. Wow. Ten of Wands. That's something to do with that protection. Okay. I can be honest with you. When this use protection kept coming up, I wondered why kind of they were saying to me to use protection, because I took it in a sexual way, as my mind kind of does. And I was thinking, well, I can't have any more children. I've been sterilised, so I wouldn't need to use protection to stop myself from getting pregnant. I don't need to take any form of contraception. And I don't want to take any form of contraception. That's another thing as well. But why have we got protection? Why do we have the masculine carrying a heavy weight? And what was coming through, like one of the topics I wanted to talk about was our previous sexual partners and actually sexually transmitted diseases and how that affects things. Okay, because we have memories of love here. There are children. That did come through first. The first thing that came through my mind was there's children involved here. Then I was taken to a teenage love and listening to music and the lyrics regarding childhood loves. Okay, it's like this love has been blossoming and growing, maybe glowing, over quite a long period of time, because we have the Knight of Pentacles and he's coming towards the Empress here. What's he coming to her with? And this is something that I think that it is out there, guys. Okay, it's quite common for especially divine counterparts, one to have not been as sexually active as the other one. A lot of past partners, and also this about using protection. Now, how I feel about it, well, I feel I have no STD. I don't believe one could enter my body anyway. Okay, I believe that once it's on the radar, then your mind can run away with you, and I believe you can cause yourself to create an illness within you. So I understand my body's pure, and I'm divinely protected, okay? And so are my children. And I want to say so is my divine counterpart. That's what I believe. Okay, so I honestly don't believe that I need to worry about protecting myself from my divine masculine. Now, this is quite interesting because if I think I haven't had many sexual partners, but the partners that I have had, excluding the one that I married, he had about the same amount of partners I had, okay? But all the others, which there wasn't many, had a lot of partners, and I knew about it. A lot of partners, guys. And when I was thinking about this last night, I was thinking I didn't use protection. One of them I did use protection with, and I knew that he was like he liked to just, you know, sleep with lots of girls. And he was like the man of Mr. Condoms. But even in that connection, because we got a bit closer than just, you know, once or twice, we started to not use condoms, even though I knew that he had had lots of sexual partners. And I'm going to say it was about 4 years ago, maybe. He actually got in contact with me to tell me he'd had a test and that he was completely clear. Oh, he had no STDs, and he was over the moon. So he had been carrying this weight on his back for a long time about whether, and I mean, he was safe. And he made it quite apparent that he was safe. He'd have like a bowl of condoms by his bed. I think he was a bit of a trophy shag, to be honest. Everyone kind of, I think that was one of my issues, is that I kind of went for men that was liked, quite popular. So for me, it was like an ego boost if I could kind of get them. But I always wanted like a relationship. And that wasn't like their game. So, for me personally, I was married for a long time and faithful in that connection. I left the connection when I was not faithful, and I was clean all through my marriage. I know that I used to give blood regularly. My husband went through so much that if he had anything, it would have been picked up in all the tests that he had had. And he used to donate blood as well. So for me, I was kind of, I'm clean, okay? And I don't want to think of it any other way. It's quite I don't know how to talk about this topic. Now, I have worked with people that have been told that they have a sexually transmitted disease to the point where stop them having children. And I've watched them use the power of prayer to work. So when they went back, actually on one case, this feminine went back for her tests. She thought that she couldn't have children. Her ovaries, her fallopian tube, her ovaries had cysts in them. It was looking really quite bad. And when she actually went back, they had to leave the room, the person doing the scan, to go and check the results from last time because there was nothing there. The power of prayer. protected. You are protected. And I don't know really what else to say about that at the moment. I'm kind of sitting here thinking, am I going to put this out? Of course I am going to put it out. So for me, I can see how it would be a big fear. Would you tell your counterpart if you knew you had a sexually transmitted disease? Now that one, I was thinking about this with the is it called track and trace? I think what's going on in the UK, and that's if you test positive, you have to give information about the people that you've been in contact with. Physical contact, like not even sexual, okay? And they actually send the message out to the people that you've like had contact with. What happens when you're tested positive for a sexually transmitted disease? I don't think they're the ones who then say, can you give us a list of all your sexual partners and their details and we need to contact them. I think they leave it up to you. And I've known people not to contact anyone. Now, what do we think about that? Because as soon as you contact someone and say to them, hey, I'm sorry to tell you, but I've got this and you might need to go and get tested. I mean, we're talking about really embarrassing stuff here, aren't we? And you then put that into their mind, haven't you? So they're like, oh my goodness, you know. And in comes the worry. Then you go for the test could come back positive because you've manifested it. So I think it depends on your belief, but there must be a lot of forgiveness needed and guilt, I think, carried. Within carrying that. Do you or don't you? What's the responsible thing to do in that situation? Lots of partners of the past. I mean, this is actually coming back to, like, especially the divine masculines. You'll know which one you kind of set into because you'll know whether you have played the field. Okay, and kind of just use sex as a tool for fun and not really thought about the consequences. And what are the consequences of having unprotected sex? Pregnancies, STDs, let alone all the actual energy that you're transmuting to one another, like you're actually giving them a piece of, and you're taking on a piece of them. So like the energy exchange. So I think that this is something that's actually on the mind at the moment, is our past sexual activity. And was we responsible? Well, we have to leave it in the past. Past is past, isn't it? I think if you carry on behaving like that, then... But I feel that this is a big area that we're going to be helping others, is about the players. Is it... You have to think of the consequences. Do you really want to find out that you've got a few children later on in life that maybe you didn't know about? Do you want to be trapped like that? Do you want the embarrassment of having to tell someone that you've picked up a sexually transmitted disease because you didn't think before? I mean, these are all things now that I think, oh, I'm no way in this world am I giving away my, like, I don't really know how to feel about it, because even with my first partner, I made them wait 7 months before having sex with me, and then after that it felt like it was about 2-3 months. I wouldn't tend to just jump straight into bed with someone. So I did actually, but I didn't think about their past. You get caught up in the moment, don't you? A resurrection. Okay, a resurrection to the connection. Oh, this is a weird reading today. Okay. I don't know how you guys feel about when it comes to like this topic and how you would react. I mean, I personally don't believe that I can contract anything like this. And I personally don't feel that the person that I choose to be with, I would obviously view them as being pure energy, pure health, regardless of what they thought, because we're talking about my own, okay, environment. Environment. Why do we choke up then? So I'm talking about my own, as long as I can keep my own aura clear, so whoever I have sex with, as long as I believe that they're clear, then that should keep a clear path. Does that make sense? But that doesn't mean that it's, you know, that I'm not going to do my research or kind of be aware. It's something I'll take into consideration. But I feel more, and this is being honest, take into consideration, because I didn't live that path, but I was no better. I slept with men that did. I feel that men are feeling like they really did disrespect the women, but the women do make a choice. They are responsible for the protection as well. I remember a big time when that came out and femidoms were introduced, okay, female condoms. And it was big about, you know, you actually, because it always felt like it was down to the man to provide the protection. And yeah, okay. Let's go to this. You, your loved ones and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. All I can really tell you from this story, I'm going to kind of tap into it now, guys, okay, because I can just keep talking to you about this topic, and all I want for you is to see light, to make light of it, because it's a big topic out there, come on. But there's lots to think about, isn't there, when it comes to it? What if? It's them bloody what ifs. But I don't like to focus on the what ifs, but the what ifs are like a big thing in society. So let's have a look at this. 6 of Cups. So we've got memories of love here. These children look very pure, if we're touching on this topic. I do feel like this is the masculine and feminine energy here, this childhood. Sweethearts, starting again to purity. Would Divine give them both that chance? Oh yes, of course. Divine's not planning on taking one of you away as easy as that by an STD. That's to scare you. That's for you to learn the lesson and to help others so that we can really help to protect. We want this kind of innocent love to be cultivated at a young age. It's how we're the role models. Now, this is an offer coming in here too. I'm going to say the Divine Feminine. But it's a burden that's coming in. And I don't know why we keep getting the message about use protection. So maybe the Divine Masculine feels he's protecting you by staying away. Now we have plans here being made. I always feel like that's a tape measure around her. And passions being ignited. This feels very much about just having a completely new beginning somewhere where kind of no one knows you, your past partners. That's definitely in the air. It's people wanting a complete new start, a new life. Up and leaving. Leaving behind all those people that judged them, that knew their old story, and just starting again afresh. Away from it all. Like flying free like a butterfly, because this is just gossip. And it's hard to move on when you're reminded of your past. There's a resurrection here, a new resurrection. It's definitely something to do with this connection, protecting the connection, protecting the resurrection of this connection. I'm going to get an affirmator. Divine timing. I saw that GPS card again about following your heart. Okay. You've got love. Love is many splendid thing. Today I notice and appreciate at least 3 of those splendours. Like the fact that puppies make me feel like a parent, or the surge of self-congratulation I feel when I sink a 3-point trash basket shot on the first try. Or how about the chills I get while singing along to Name of Song, You Know the One. The song that was actually coming through was, is it Shania Twain? Still the one I run to, the one that I belong to. Okay, got connection. I'm connected to the multitudes and I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me or make dumb comments about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self, work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. Now, first of all, when it says love is a many splendid thing, and connecting with love, especially when we're younger, crushes, just liking the connection that you have with the opposite sex. It just says about connecting with the multitudes. We get one more. Nature. It's time to unleash your inner hippie and step outside that man-made box. Take a walk in the woods. Smell those flowers, hug some trees. You might think you're being ironic, like, look at me, I'm being all tree huggery and stuff. But you'll find that even then, those trees will hug you back. Trees come from a time before irony, and their earnestness is impervious to our jaded humour. If that doesn't make you want to hug them even more, well, I guess you're a robot. So I do feel like it's a lot about hugging like hippies, okay? And I felt like a time when, or even going to sex, drugs and rock and roll, it was big, okay? It was big out there just to be a naturist. Anyway. So I am kind of, and if you didn't do it, then you wasn't part of the... And I married someone that didn't play the field like that. And, he had really no friends, no stories. He was just kind of a hermit. Just a couple of girlfriends. And didn't really talk about it, to be honest. Don't think there was much to talk about. So, he was different to the others. Maybe that's why, I don't know, I liked him. Because he was different. He hadn't had the experience that the others had. Okay. Should we get another one? Don't take it personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like maybe they just pooped their pants. Yes, that's probably it. Not a good topic to talk about, is it really? Having to talk about, but I imagine most could. And got their own story that it's a secret. It's embarrassing, that's why. Why are you embarrassed? You had options, you made choices, and it's like you mixed it up a bit. As I open to the abundant possibilities of my life's path, I'm reminded that I always have unlimited options. Life is a buffet. It's a bit hard to resist, isn't it? And I allow myself to choose whatever makes me happiest, without limiting thoughts like, you can't put mac and cheese on your baked potato. All makes up the story of your life. But if it's something that's weighing heavily, then it's something that needs addressing and changing. It was okay to have been that person. But now, if it doesn't feel okay, then don't be that person anymore then. Leave that person in the past. The thing is that when you were doing it, you were actually enjoying it. So you were in joy. It felt good. You can't beat yourself up about that. Okay. You just have to trust that you were protected the whole way. It was for the experience. To learn the lesson, especially when it comes to love. And the consequences of how that can weigh on you later on. It's like that doesn't need to be kept a secret. That needs to be shared to the masses. How do we do that? By acknowledging it. Let's get I want an Angel of Light card. You can't let this weigh heavily over you. You've got the power within you, your energy. I believe the body rejuvenates itself after, I want to say 3 years, but let's say it is something even like 10 years. That every cell in your body, every part of your body rejuvenates itself, okay? Which means you have a completely different you. How the hell can diseases, even if you do believe them, exist then? It's because you're putting, like, your body can heal itself, okay guys? You can heal your body by practicing your intention on the prayer and believe in it. Hand it over. If you have any health concerns, guys, or if this is like something that maybe I've now brought up because it was deep within, yeah, have a good think about it. Come on. You're protected. You're like a divine being. So you're not the only one, are you, that's done it? And forgiveness for self is a big one, because it really could destroy your future relationships, especially when it's a close connection one. You're getting too close. You normally find that, like, I suppose like with me, I was paired up like with my, let's say my soulmate, okay? And he was an awesome soulmate. But we didn't really have to talk about our sex life because we're both kind of on an even par. So it's quite common for people that have like played the field to also pair up with someone who has played the field, because then there's no kind of saying, you know, there's no judgment because they're both as bad as one another. But do you really want to be with someone who's played the field? Because if you're there at this feeling of thinking, I'm quite disgusted, and you've chosen a partner who's done that as well, no, you really want to choose a partner that represents who you want to be. And that's kind of like pure. Make mistakes, but, and that's where the yin yang comes in. I mean, we're talking, guys, light versus dark. So you are talking the extremes. But that's when forgiveness comes in and an understanding of how this all works. It's the yin to the yang, okay? It's not like the yang to the yang. It's masculine and feminine. There is going to be a big contrast when it comes to sex and how you viewed it. And then you'll come together in harmony. And you'll find the balance within that. But you'll both have your own personal journeys. And this is really about non-judgment here, guys. Because if you judge on something like this is surely going to keep someone away, okay? Beginnings. Yeah, new beginning. I was kind of wondering as well why the Divine Masculine, I was picking up on, he was worried about the Divine Feminine's health. Why would he have concerns about the Divine Feminine's health? Beginnings. Let's have a look. Life is a series of cycles, and a time of rebirth is indicated for you. This may mean a new phase in a relationship, the germination of a fresh idea, or the development of qualities in you like laughter, light, or hope. It may herald a total change. Do not be afraid to let go of the familiar, for you cannot enter until the old and outworn has departed. Your angel guidance is to accept the new, for it will be welcome when it arrives. Birth is a vulnerable time. The fragile life force needs to be protected and nurtured within you. Ask the angels to guide the new beginnings in your life safely to maturity. Divine's been with you the whole time. You have no fear, really. If you have ever been diagnosed, or you find that you are, okay, and it comes, really, once you go looking for it, it's already going to manifest, okay? So it's a tough topic to talk about. Because it all comes down to your vibration, not what anyone else says. So it doesn't matter to me what other people say to me about their beliefs, because that's their beliefs. All that matters is what I believe and my own protection and protecting my aura and sending that protection out to my family and loved ones. Okay, and the healing energy. Okay. So I believe in the strength of the light. It says, I welcome and nurture the new into my life. But where it says, ask the angels to guide the new beginnings in your life safely to maturity. It's when we grow up, isn't it? Take responsibility for our past actions. Okay, should we get another one? Where else do we go from here? We're going to go to a heal yourself card. Yeah, I think that'd be good. That's what you have to do. You have to forgive yourself. It's like, let's make a deal. I'll forgive me if you forgive you. I'll forgive, because you easily forgive someone else for their wrongdoings, but what happens when it comes to you and forgiving yourself? You've got discipline and commitments. Okay, an unruly dog is a hazard to itself and others. The animal which has learned discipline and obedience can be trusted and will loyally and lovingly serve its master. It is then allowed off its lead. Through discipline comes freedom. The master you are called on to obey is your higher self. You came to earth on a mission, and only self-discipline will enable you to fulfill it. Tune in and ask your angels for their help and support so that your life becomes happy and rewarding and divinely directed. Discipline is a key to fulfilling your destiny. Affirmation: self-discipline brings me freedom. Okay, an unruly dog here. Commitment. And that's what it is. Can you really commit to one person and make that connection pure? Because you know that you're not going to ever need to go out and look for it again, like you find it. What happens when you find it? You might have been looking for quite a long time. And then what happens when you feel it, when you find it? And then we talk about commitment. Angel wisdom reminds you that when you aim for a vision without doubt or deviation, it must succeed. Your guidance is to persevere toward your vision. Let every thought, word, and action be directed towards your desired outcome. Health, love, prosperity, abundance, happiness, joy, love, sex, romance, all of it. All that you was looking for. Nothing is more powerful than focused energy, and the angels will see the pure light of your commitments, whether it is to a relationship, a piece of work, a journey, or anything else in your life. Remember to ask them for help, and know when you dedicate your intention to the highest good, they will support you. Affirmation: I am committed to my vision. So no. It's like the devil. What did I think last night? This was really going on quite deep last night through my mind, the messages. And better the devil you know. And it kind of came out better for the devil that you know. Because the devil energy is just fear. And that breeds. That breeds. Go over to the Channel of Love Facebook page. And I've, what's it called? Like flagged it at the top. Pinned it. That's why this person's shitting themselves. Anyway, I've pinned that to the top. Listen to it. An interview with the devil. It's just fucking with you. I'm going to try anything to get in the way of love. Anything and everything. Anything to scare you. Well, the devil's up against light. Doesn't stand a chance. Only if you let it. Don't let it stand any chance. Okay. So let's have a look at your Heal Yourself card. And we have patience. Interesting. Let's see why we've got patience. I'm not even going to think that I've got the story wrong. It's just too funny. Okay. So maybe you're waiting for tests to come back. They'll come back positive. No, they won't. They'll come back negative. They'll come back positive. Okay, we can't have the test coming back negative, right? It's going to come back positive. You're looking for a positive result. Don't go for the test, I say. Well, if you have, you will get a positive result, okay? But it's going to be that you're absolutely crystal clear. You're crystal clear. You have to be crystal clear to be crystal clear. Get it? Get it. Fuck. Let's carry on. Be careful with the fucking in future. There you go. Learn your lesson. Show yourself some respect and others. Okay? Because you know what the consequences are. 23. Patience. You must develop patience in all areas of your life. Patience does not mean that you give up and do nothing. On the contrary, you need to be aware of several aspects of the circumstance that you are facing. Patience requires you to stop pushing, rushing, and creating potentially explosive situations. Instead, it asks you to see the bigger picture and become aware of the ingredients that might be missing. If you are impatient with a particular person, instead, give them space. Avoid jumping to conclusions. So I feel like what I'm doing. Oh fuck, it's still going out. Come on. Seriously, it needs to be spoken about. Look, I've done the video now, okay? It's done. Avoid jumping to conclusions. So don't jump to conclusions. Why would you do that? Everything's pure. You're a pure vessel. You're all protected. So don't jump to conclusions now. If anything, you want to laugh and say, well, it doesn't really affect me, my life, my mission, or my divine counterparts, or my children. It's like, well, we're protected. I get that how it, you could think that it could happen, but that doesn't mean it's the truth. So avoid jumping to conclusions and making up dramatic stories about a person or a situation without being aware of all the details. You have an opportunity to let go of judgment. Always look for the truth of the situation, not what someone is saying or doing, but why. Patience can also be connected to a health condition you are recovering from, a new diet or an exercise program you have embarked on, or a new course of study you may have begun. Okay. Action. Focus on one thing at a time. Say to yourself, I accept what is without judgment. I am willing to practice patience and presence. Breathe slowly and deeply while focusing on what is. Be aware of the air hitting your nostrils and lungs. Soften and relax. Be the explorer of the present moment. Discover what is magical, beautiful and serene in this moment. If you're feeling unwell or stressed, just allow yourself to explore these feelings with the awareness that they will pass. I feel like we need to end on a Mother Mary card, guys. Jeez. What do I even call this video? Okay, Mother Mary, can you kind of give us a good message here, please, to finish us off with? Here the journey of love wants to, okay. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see if the journey of love comes up with a real good explanation. Explanation? Are we looking for an explanation or are we looking for guidance? I don't know, but this is a very bizarre reading. We've got the light field again. So listen to music, the messages that are coming through. Now, this is, I'm not going to read this one, we keep getting this one. This is a connection between the feminine and masculine energy here. So trust your intuition. That was the guidance that came through for me today. Trust your intuition, guys, and you can talk about it. telepathically with your counterpart. And sacred convergence, and we've got another one. Let the feminine lead the way. Let's read sacred convergence. 28 and 39 is let the feminine lead the way. Okay. There is a coming together happening within your body and soul, a unification of all that is within you. This is akin to travelling to a strange land, as all sorts of new sensations, not all welcome at first, begin to make themselves known to you. If you are experiencing discomfort within your own body, or uncertainty, and a sense of expansion to include more of life in your thoughts and feelings, then you are conscious of this sacred convergence. It is like two worlds or more colliding. If you are sensitive, you will feel it happening as an important event without necessarily having a physical situation to attribute the experience to or upon which to hang an explanation. You may also be encountering this in a very physical sense by finding yourself in situations which you previously would have avoided. You may be meeting people and thrown into relationship with them, apparently more by circumstance than by your own conscious choosing. This is a meeting of you with your shadow, and something to rejoice in, even if it is uncomfortable at times. Be gentle and loving with yourself, and kindly seek to find the beauty in what you see, in what you are learning. I want to say what you see you are learning, okay. Find the beauty in what you are learning about yourself, in your interactions and experiences. You are a wise soul, seeking to know yourself rather than judge others. Remember your divine perfection as you are thrilled and challenged in this time of great growth. You are guided to be curious, as though travelling to a foreign land and remaining open to experiencing its treasures. This oracle holds a message for you. A deeper part of yourself is calling you forward. Any discontent, struggle, anxiety or fear is a subconscious recognition of this. Don't worry. You are a unique plant in the divine garden. You don't have to know what plant you are in order to grow. You just need to live each day, and the growth happens naturally. Then you can see over time the beauty of your true nature revealing itself to you. It will be a revelation to be relished. Here's the poem. From the white foam on a surface of blue to the mystery beneath the waves, wherever your travels may lead, may the artist's touch inspire us to explore the ocean realm and celebrate the beauty as land gives way to water and water to the unknown. Okay. It's been a colourful life with lots of memories and stories. It was fun. Okay. Let the feminine lead the way. The feminine principle in you, whether man or woman, is the way forward in your life now. She is the principle of feeling and of surrender. She feels the intelligence of the divine guiding light in a way that the masculine principle cannot at this time. Still shitting yourself. It's like, we talking about this? Yeah, we're talking about this. Yeah. Okay, I'll just repeat that because I can. The feminine principle in you, whether man or woman, is the way forward in your life now. She is the principle of feeling and of surrender. She feels the intelligence of the divine guiding light in a way that the masculine principle cannot at this time. You may not see where you are going, therefore. But you can feel your way forward. Trust her. Let your mind go and let your senses lead you, becoming more exquisite and communicative. Be led by your heart. Don't worry if you don't know all the details yet or how it is going to work out. She knows the way. Let her lead. This oracle brings confirmation to you that what you have been feeling or sensing, even without any logical physical evidence, is worth following up on. Trust your senses over appearances Trust your intuition over your intellect. You are letting feminine wisdom guide you, and she will steer you in the best direction. I feel we're going to end on this. On the divine feminine leading the way. Let the feminine lead the way. Yeah, Mother Mary, she's cool today. She's staying out of this one. No judgment. My coming out is the freedom to fully be who I am, and the surrender to the divine essence expressing through and around me. My coming out is the marriage of twin souls with my life partner, in gratitude, in love, unfolding as more than we could ever be on our own. Guys, have yourself a fantastic day, and I will catch up with you soon. Take care. Much love. Bye for now.